Welcome, everyone, to the first week of the second season of the League of Barons. I'm Stephen Ford, joined by Joel Killingsworth, here to bring you some exciting virtual X-Wing action. Joel, how are we feeling out there?
Oh, it's feeling pretty exciting. We've got fire sprays and tie barons on the field for you today, so we should see a lot of explosions.
Yeah, Ken looks like Ken is opting for maybe some fragile ships out there, while Jason has one fragile and some chunk. But just a quick rundown because some people may not know our opponents tonight. Kincho is a relatively unknown X-Wing player that I'm sure nobody recognizes that name. No, we're just kidding. He's District Foundry. If people are familiar, makes a lot of sales. You've probably seen his advertisements on the Gold Squadron podcast streams themselves. And facing him tonight is a semi-local Jason Corley out of Auburn. For those of you who might remember, he made top four at the Atlanta System Open, playing our very own Joel Killingsworth in a watch paint dry level match.
it was an epic case of both of us are making grand journeys to the other corner on our side of the board and back before deciding that we would finally attack each other, and then it was over in mere moments.
I mean, there are five Phantoms on the board, so what can we say? Second edition at its finest. Well, Joel, you want to pick a list and run it down for us?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and talk about Ken's list. So we've got Major Von Reg with Daredevil, Hollow with Daredevil, Lieutenant LeHughes, which is the SF pilot who can share target locks, or rather grab target locks off of somebody else. With Proud Tradition and Special Forces Gunner, and then Lieutenant Revis, who can get target locks for free when a potential target takes a red token. So the Daredevil on the two BAs here is really fun because it allows the ship to take not just a hard one boost, which is really nice, but usually this card is kind of priced out of viability by the fact that you have to take a stress to use it. But this chassis is already getting double actions without stress, and it has a lot of blue on the dial, so it can shed that stress easily. So I'm really interested to see how Ken makes use of this extra maneuverability with them being able to just turn right on a dime.
Alrighty, that yeah, this will be interesting. So taking a look over here at Jason's list, we've got actually maybe something that's existed since second edition was announced. We've got two bounty hunters running contraband cybernetics and a Finn Rao with Predator. I know when it was initially announced, a single Fang fighter and two hunters, or a Boba and two Fang fighters was a popular combination. So that's quite a bit of flexibility. Contraband is always a really good budget buy. Lets the um, fire sprays make good use of talon rolls, get a turnaround, get their action because obviously it's not Boba Fett out here. It's not as cleanly action efficient. And then Finn Rao, of course, is Finn Rao, looking to dive in and punch pretty hard. Now, Ken did elect to give Jason initiative, so Finn Rao doesn't get to move last here, looking over at Von Reg.
Yeah, and hopefully Ken's going to be able to make really good use of the extra maneuverability that he's bought himself with Daredevil on Von Reg to really capitalize on that moving last.
Yeah, we're gonna see how well he makes use of that. Daredevil, like you said, Daredevil is not a card you see a lot of, but we got two copies of it here, so it should be interesting. Well, looks like we might have a little bit of, or we're off to a little bit of confusion already. Ken's moving out of order. That's all right though. It's been a while for a lot of people playing X-Wing.
So we've got a conservative opening here, just kind of moving up a little bit. We've got Revis going ahead and taking a lock on Hollow so that Hollow has a release valve to be able to pass that lock token to a friendly if he needs to. With
Yes.
Hollow's mandatory token passing, oftentimes you're able to twist that to your advantage, but sometimes it comes as a curse. And putting a useless token on him like that friendly lock allows you um, to have one turn at least where you just don't really care. Looks like he's doubling down on this by locking him with Lieutenant LeHughes as well. So he's giving himself a lot of flexibility with Hollow's mandatory token passing.
All right. So we're kind of seeing the chopper strategy expressed here as well, where everyone takes a target lock, so chopper can jam their locks off later if necessary. Now, it will be interesting. Lieutenant LeHughes was in the Aces pack, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, in the card pack, correct.
I don't think I've actually seen this ship played, so this could be cool. Looking forward to seeing what he can do. He, she, am I for sure? It.
I have no lore based response.
All right. So interestingly enough, it looks like Ken's got Vonreg and his FO and SF kind of moving away from Hollow. Obviously, Hollow needs that range 2 to do the mandatory pass, which is, as we were saying, maybe kind of a double-edged sword. It can be good for you, and if you're forced to pass a good token, it can be bad. But Jason coming down here, Ken splitting up a little bit with Hollow off on his own, and Jason just marching down behind these two bounty hunters down the board edge.
Yeah, so Jason's really got all of his units kind of forming a single line. He's got the beef in the front, and he's got the precision instrument in the back. But I like the style of this opening out of Ken because you've got a nice clean path for the FO and the SF to take a bank maneuver next turn and then just come up through the center of the board. And then you can have Hollow hanging out on one flank down here with this rock as cover so that Jason doesn't know which way he's going to break. And then he can take his time positioning Vonreg around the side to where he doesn't have to worry about Vonreg's defense and he can just focus on dealing damage.
Yeah, so we are getting set here for round 2. And I like the way you're thinking here, Joel. Kind of using this large rock down the corner for Hollow as a little option here, because obviously the bounty hunters here at I3 don't get to see where Hollow's going to end up. So Jason might find himself forced to jump one way and one the other, and hope that Finn Rao can maybe adjust with a boost or something to catch her.
Yeah, and also like typically when you're an ace, a boost barrel roll ace, and you're using a rock as cover this way, you end up doing a lot of one hard barrel roll maneuvers, right? And just kind of trying to generally stay in the same place. But now he has access to Daredevil, which means that he can one hard boost in the middle of all that. So he can actually with the chassis ability he can barrel roll one hard boost after a maneuver. So I'll be really excited to see if we see that play into the way that he uses this rock for cover with those extra options.
And being a little cheeky with that as well, I actually had to step away real quick and grab a beer because I wasn't prepared for tonight apparently. But the ability to dump, assume maybe it's a strain and your stress off Daredevil, the ability to dump both of those tokens on one blue doesn't really impede the Barons as well, as it's a really good dial.
Yeah. So looks like we have all the maneuvers set. And Rivas will go first, coming in with the 2 bank. As slow as he can reasonably go.
Revis being reasonable.
So
go ahead.
I was saying, so we do see kind of a commitment of the main beef of the list to the center of the board. And here we're seeing a similar commitment out of Jason.
I'm actually a little surprised that that outside yellow fire spray didn't go a little faster, just to kind of maintain the firing line.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be interesting to see if I think at this point he's kind of committed to Finn Rao going straight and running past the fire sprays, maybe.
And that's maybe not a bad thing anyway. You don't really want Finrao to give up the flank. Because if Hollow gets around the side of Finrao, then Hollow has all the options in terms of just getting a target lock and a focus every round without fear of reprisal.
And right now, off of that move for Hollow, it looks like Ken might have enough space here, maybe to barrel roll to the board edge even, and really stretch out that distance. Be real tight on that barrel roll, maybe.
Yeah. So I think the risk here is if he tries to go for the boost here, then he's going to be too close to that rock to use it for cover next turn, and he's going to be committing to overshooting the rock.
Right. Yeah. If you stay here and do a one hard next turn, you can still barrel roll either way around it.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now Hollow is safe from that lead. The red bounty hunter. I don't think the angle's there.
Yeah, I don't think the range is there.
Yeah, that too. I mean, both are factors.
So he elects to sit where he is.
Yeah,
And
just take a focus.
we've got that straight that you were talking about out of Fen.
Yeah, so Finn could definitely look for maybe a free range one shot here on a boost. And there it is. Or not range one, sorry, just a range shot.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Hollow's not going to have return fire on that at all.
No, I don't think so. So that'll likely be range 3 shot there. And then the following turn, he's going to be able to just take a 2 bank in toward the corner again and hopefully pick up a range 1 exchange with Hollow, which is exactly what Finral wants.
Yeah, he's looking at a good turn where you can, we talked about Hollow hiding behind the rock, but next turn Finn's probably set up just to flush Hollow out. It doesn't look like that shot, that potential range 3 shot's going to be obstructed, but with Vonreg making his move right now, we'll know short.
Also, looks like Jason elected not to stress himself with the linked action into a focus.
That's interesting. Yeah, that kind of dampens the mood on this shot a little bit because Predator's definitely not happening. That bullseye is not in, so this will be an unmodded shot when it happens.
But it makes me think that he's not intending to do the 2 bank maneuver next round, because that 2 bank would be blue, which he may be intending to do and just not telegraph it.
Yeah,
But
you
if
can,
he took the focus here, he'd pretty much be saying I'm doing either a 2 bank or a 2 hard next turn.
which I mean, not the worst. Obviously, Finral's real good at both of those maneuvers. Looks like Ken is still weighing his options here for Vonreg. He did do a one hard, and I believe barreled in, kind of getting back in line with his beef.
Oh, there we see
Okay,
Daredevil.
there we go. There's the Daredevil. Yeah, so the only real way to trigger that here would be to flip the dial and select a one hard because there is no option in the boost to do a one hard.
Right.
So I mean that lines Vonreg up pretty well for the next turn. We do have that range 3 unobstructed shot here for Finn Rao going into Hollow. And 2 hits on no mods. That's a pretty good start for Jason. We'll see what kind of response Ken's got here.
One
Oof.
squiggly and blanks.
That's a bunch of blanks. Auto thrusters, where are you? So Jason does snag a pretty free shield here. No shots coming back at him. Feels bad.
Yeah, that was really nice for Jason. He didn't even stress himself for the shot. It was just a free shot, and he ended up picking up a shield for it.
So Vonreg, no shot.
Ooh.
Just out there for the bounty hunter up in the front.
So that's going to be it for the turn.
I mean, overall, not a bad turn for either player, really. Just one shield lost on Ken's side, and Jason obviously didn't commit anything. But we're setting up for a pretty hefty turn coming up here next round.
Yeah. The one thing. Oh, checking out the range and whether or not a token needed to have been passed.
Oh, that is correct.
Yeah, so they're just going to go ahead and burn one of the safety valves off of Hollow, as he was intending to hold the focus for defense, even though that didn't pan out.
Yeah, so good sportsmanship. Just lots of triggers out there to keep track of. So
So
Joel, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so for this next turn, we've got Revis in front, who's going to be moving first at initiative 1, potentially running up into a blocking position on these bounty hunters. And then the bounty hunters will move, and then we'll have LeHughes moving at initiative 5. And
Right.
he and Hollow will go before Fen Rao, and then in the middle of everything, we've got Von Reg who will come in last. And really, Jason is in the position where he gets to pick his target, right? Like any one of his ships could jump on any one of Ken's ships. So Ken has to take that into account, and it might force him to be more aggressive with his aces than he might want to be.
Right. Yeah, I do believe we're going to see a block attempt here out of Revis, kind of lead the charge, and maybe remove some of those mods. Again, neither fire spray is Boba Fett, so if you do bump them, you do kind of kill a lot of what they can do. Be interesting to see kind of how they move into this space, because there's a fair chunk of room there in the middle of the board, but there's a lot of ships set up to contest for it.
Yeah.
And you almost wonder, do you get aggressive here with Hollow and maybe like whip around on like a 3 hard or something like that and try to just get in there and foul Finn Rao's approach?
I think you definitely do. You can't afford to be sitting in front of him at range 1. That would just feel so bad, especially only on 3 health now. So, you'll be able to. He didn't strain or deplete himself. He didn't stress himself. He's got his entire dial wide open. And I think he's really just trying to make sure that he gets into a position where Finn Rao will not be able to look at him.
Got a comment here out of Twitch chat. Minnesota Merc says he misses the podcast, and we miss y'all too. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to do something here, maybe in the coming weeks. That isn't just League of Barons streaming. But obviously, with the current conditions in around the world, it's a little more difficult to do things that we'd
Right. Well,
like.
I mean, particularly given the fact that our habit is to record in person.
Yeah. So it looks like we are getting some dials set here. I think Ken's got one left that he's maybe really considering. They've neglected their round counter, but you know what? That's supposed to be their problem.
Well, round counter says 2, and this would be we're going into round 3.
Right. I haven't actually paid close enough attention to when they've been moving it.
Yeah, so if you've seen our League of Barons stream before, typically what is used is a number of tokens across the side of the next map over on the TTS table. But Jason elected to use a D12 tonight, so we're going to get a numeric representation of the round that we're in. Looks like they
Oh,
have
there it is.
noticed the discrepancy and have corrected it. So the D12
Good.
now says 3.
All right, so here comes the 4 straight out of Riva. So looking for that block. Looks like we'll just take the focus.
All right, look like Jason deciding not to jump on anything, just being conservative, trying to make sure he grabs something in his arcs.
I imagine that, yep, that will be the block on the red fire spray. It wasn't a whole lot you could do about it at that point without getting really aggressive on the dial.
Yeah, he could have taken the 2 turn up through the clouds, um, in order to kind of create a kill box down closer to where the asteroids are with his rear arc. That was the only other thing I saw.
You could have also done a turn in front of the yellow fire spray
Mm.
and kind of thrown your back arc. Same idea, throw your back arc that way. Which again, that's a pretty good option with the bow tie. So Reva's taking the conservative one straight, and then gifting a focus token to.
I think that
I
was
think that was
a
a mistake. Yeah.
mistake. Yeah. But here we see the hard 3. Yeah, there we go.
There they go. All right, so we got the hard 3 out of hollow. So I think we are looking for that attempted block, and obviously Ken can already see where these fire sprays are. He knows how safe the arcs are in that regard, because
Mm-hmm.
a straight boost here doesn't really expose him to any fire.
Yeah, he needs to be careful of the 2 Talon. If Jason really saw him overcommitting coming, um, so it looks like he's going to go ahead and take a debuff token for that target lock. He gets to check ranges while he's at it, and then he will have a boost or barrel roll still available to him. The real high danger moves out of Fen Rao here are the 1 hard and the 2 Talon, and he's got to make sure that he keeps himself safe from both of those at the same time.
Yeah, and I think on a straight boost, the 2 Talon actually can't threaten a shot.
Yeah, I agree. I think the straight boost is the call here. Yeah, and that's where he goes.
There it is. I did take the lock on the red fire spray, so kind of looking for the actionless target here. Oh, okay. So Finral declining to not wasting time hunting Hollow at all. It looks like he's contemplating that boost, maybe trying to get in there and right up onto Bonnet.
Yeah, so he guarantees himself a range 1 shot on Revis this turn if he wants to boost that way, but then he opens himself up to long range shots from the other 2 ships, which he definitely doesn't want.
Yeah, so there is the focus. Joel, it was pointed out overlay on the overlay. I don't know if you knocked
Oh
the
yeah,
shield off the
I've
ball.
been laying down on my job. It's been a while. I'm sorry. All right, so Hollow took a damage, and I think that's been it so far.
That is, yeah. So we do see the 1 bank here out of Von Reg. So Jason's Fin Rao is looking real pretty right now.
Mm-hmm. There might be a range 2 shot from LeHughes, but other than that, yeah.
Maybe even an unobstructed. I'm not 100% sure.
And checking on LeHughes, that card. So his ability is while you perform an attack, you may spend another friendly ship's lock on the defender to reroll any number of your results. So he had an opportunity there for Rivas to take a lock on Fenrau because Fenrau took a stress, and then LeHughes would have been able to use that lock.
Yeah, that was maybe a bit of a miss here. I don't know that Ken's had a chance to play a whole lot of X-Wing since.
And Rivas is particularly hard to remember.
Yeah, since it's somebody else's trigger. So we do have a barrel roll here out of Von Reg. I don't think that's going to get him out of range 1.
No, but he has plenty of options in the boost because he's got that barrel roll that he can take. He's taking a deplete for the barrel roll, and then he can take that 1 hard boost away if he wants.
Do we think the 1 hard's going to get him clear?
Oh yeah, it'll get him clear.
Okay. Once I get over top of it, looks.
Yeah, the 1 bank would be nicer if it doesn't clip the rock.
Yeah, I think the 1 bank would be a little risky for that rock.
I think it will fit, but it is going to be super close.
And I think obviously that's probably the debate Ken's having at the moment.
Because if he takes that 1 hard boost, then Fenrau is right behind him as opposed to like on his. So he's like right on his 6 as opposed to being on his 4.5.
Yeah, but then that's not the worst because Finral has to move first, so he'd be running into the backup. Okay, so we do have a focus coming in here.
Okay. All right. So he's sitting. He didn't like the look of any of his boost options.
Yeah, probably taking fire from a fire spray, maybe from all three ships here. So it could be a rough round coming in here for Von Ren.
So that's going to be a 5 dice range 1 shot out of Jason's Fenrow.
No
Ooh.
Predator, but whew, 3 hits and a crit feels pretty good.
So that's at least 1 shield. And there's a lot of blanks.
Oof, 1 squiggle, 2 blanks. So that's going to be all shields and a crit going into Major Von Reg. Let's take a look here and see what this is. Wounded pilot. So that's going to make decisions on him maybe a little harder because the stress can show up at any time and really throw a kink in Kin's planning. Right, so it looks like we are looking at return fire here coming from Major Von Reg going into Venrow. I guess it is possible that Kim's maybe looking at his damage stacking out with this fire spray. And yes, that does look like it. Jason put up one die, so I think we're looking at a shot into a fire spray here. Hit crit, that's not bad. Not bad start.
And no token to spend, so that'll be 1 shield off of the red fire spray.
Yes. So Ken looking to stack his shots in here, get as many shots into the bumped fire spray as possible. Yeah, Jason's list, looking at just the Twitch comments here, Jason's list looks real solid. I'm not sure if contraband is hyperspace legal, but the rest of it certainly is. Okay, they're just checking for Hollow's ability, but there's no pass there.
No, he does have to pass to Von Reg.
Oh, you're right. I just didn't even look at it. It was just a little bit of Von Reg right there.
Yeah. And they already resolved the shot, so passing that strain at this point's a no-go.
Yeah.
Not that he would have done so voluntarily.
Yeah, I don't think you hand that strain away when you got the range one shot coming in. So a little disappointment here for Ken maybe as that red fire spray is just range 3. It does look like that's the shot here from Hollow.
Oof.
Oof. Got bumped there by his own die.
So he does have a lock.
Does have the lock, yes.
Looks like he's going to save that
it.
lock for LeHughes's shot. Which is also range 3. But he has a focus token as well, so.
And also has the Special Forces gunner. So this is 3 dice.
Yep.
And focus, so didn't need the lock, but hit crit coming in.
Oh.
There's the triple blank.
Go.
So that will clear the shields off of the red fire spray for Jason. Does have a range 3 shot here, possibly for Von Reg. I mean, I think that's basically got to be your call, right? Because Yellow might also have a range 3.
Yeah, I mean, he really wants to get that one last hit into Von Reg and go ahead and clear him so he doesn't have to worry about him again. We'll see if that's the call. He's got one hit coming in. But if he's shooting Von Reg, 1 hit's all he needs.
Only seeing 2 green dice here out of Ken. I'm not sure where that shot's headed. It didn't matter. It
Yeah.
made it,
So
but
so on two, that was. Yeah, I'm not really sure there because
I don't know who that could have been. That I mean,
Hughes would have
I
been
assume
rolling three
Vonreg.
at range 3.
Vonreg's been rolling 4. Who knows? It was enough either way, even on the 2 green.
Yeah.
Ken spotting his opponent a little help there. So we do have a potential range 3 shot here for Vonreg again.
Ooh.
Spend the focus. Just got the 1 result here. Alright, yeah, so this is Vonreg. There's the 4 green dice coming out now.
And
Plenty of aids.
plenty of squiggles.
Alright, so last up here is Revis. And it's like just the range 2 into yellow.
Let's go ahead and plink out some damage here potentially.
Yellow already spent his mod, so this is a pretty good opportunity. Interesting.
Rolled
So
1 attack.
yeah, I'm not positive what happened there. I think he rolled the other one initially, and then just rolled the other one on
Oh, I
top
see.
of it. But just the 1 hit, and did roll a 1 of 8, so no damage into yellow.
Yeah.
Alright, so we are looking at going into round 4, and we do have some meaningful damage on the board now. Obviously, Vonreg is hurting, but so is the red fire spray. So, Joel, what do you see coming up for this next round?
So Vonreg is in a really untenable position. There's not anywhere he can go that he gets out of all the arcs. So the good news for Vonreg is that he's at initiative 6. He can just plow in, go ahead and take a focus lock, get a really good shot in before he dies. He can guarantee that much. Um, so so really, I think that at this point, Ken is probably looking to trade Vonreg for the red fire spray and just see if he can overkill it and then splash some damage on the other one before this round is over.
Interesting, because I almost feel like Vonreg's got options here to get out, just because with Finrao out ahead of the fire sprays, it's a little difficult for him to get guns all the way around and have them modded.
So
And
so Fenrau moving first, it does mean that he can't do it too hard towards Vonreg, right? Because Vonreg's in the way. He has a stress, so he's probably not going to do the 1 hard toward Vonreg. So he's probably looking at a 4K this turn. And
he's stressed.
oh, he's stressed, so he can't even do that. So I guess in the absence of any ability to chase this round, Vonreg does have options to come down into the corner. But he does
Right?
run. He runs the risk of getting caught by one of the fire spray arcs.
Right, it feels bad if you decline to shoot this round, right, and then you get plinked at range 3 through a rock and die anyways. But I think there are chances here because you're not stressed with Vonreg, so you do have a couple of the other hards open to you this turn where you could possibly make a move. Because obviously Hollow's sitting kind of in the way of the yellow fire spray. If it wants to turn, it's going to have to shoot over the rock. So it's possible to kind of drag this fight out, and if you have to survive a shot or two, but if Vonreg does it, then I mean he might be the unkillable squirrel for a couple of rounds, and that could really impact Jason's ability to go ahead and start getting points or getting ships off the board.
Yeah. So it all comes down to whether you're willing to risk the 1 shot you can guarantee you can get for the potential benefit of a couple of extra turns of Jason being fixated on an unkillable target.
And obviously, Revis is in a pretty good spot, got a lot of options. Like Hughes is in a pretty decent, and there is that rock right there, but I mean, there's still some maneuvers here. But what do you think Hollow is looking at this turn? Does have a strain token on board.
Mm-hmm. I think Hollow just takes the nice easy 1 bank. and is just looking to nab a good shot. Because the one bank doesn't bump into where the yellow fire spray is right now. If the yellow fire spray does a one hard into him, then that should
Oh,
be fine.
all right. So we already got dial set. Revis is already breaking out the left too hard here. Does hop over the red fire spray, and obviously has actions available.
Looking to
So,
potentially block the yellow fire spray this round.
all right, maybe set up for Hollow coming in here on an angle. Of course, now he does have cybernetics up on both fire sprays, so there are some shenanigans open. I don't know if any of them would necessarily fit in a good place.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Ken maybe contemplating a barrel roll here for Revis.
Yeah, it's trying to decide how far that yellow is going to go.
I mean, personally, I think you get the one bank coming out here, but we're about to find out. Does look like he's looking for a barrel roll.
All right, there
Yeah,
it is.
there it is. So could potentially catch red here as well if red's trying to do like a hard turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nope. Not like that. So Jason making use of that rear arc, just banking out of the fight, and there is your hard turn for red. And I don't, Revis wouldn't have blocked that on the hard turn, so
No, he
we may
wouldn't.
very well just see Hollow bumping here.
Yeah. So in this particular case, the barrel roll was the wrong call, but I don't hate it. It kept red from being aggressive in this direction.
Yeah, and you still
Which
got a shot on yellow. So LeHugh's kind of dropping in right behind red here. We might see a rotate coming in here out of him just to guarantee a shot. And SFs are kind of unique in that you can, rotate off anything and nothing is red. So gonna have actions here if he decides to do it.
they're almost mini fire sprays. They just can't be front and back at the same time.
All right, so it does pick up the focus, and looks like we are looking at the rotate. Oh, Hollow doing a two bank, so that will be a bump. Does clear the strain though.
Doesn't look like Jason's going to have any ships in a position to capitalize on that.
Yeah, it doesn't, does it? So, oh wow, taking that hard turn, almost clipping the rock. Does clear stress, but the fire spray's kind of in the way here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think at this point, yeah, he's looking for that hard to in next round.
Oh wow, Vonreg slipping in here, kind of splitting the difference on our plans. Will face a shot from the red fire spray in his current position, but you could just go ahead and just take the Daredevil hook here and get two shots into Finrao.
I mean, that's true, but then they're range one shots into Fenrau, and that's not very helpful.
I'm not convinced that LeHughes is a range one shot. It might be very close.
Well, LeHughes actually wants a range one shot because he doesn't have to deal with the ship ability because he's firing out of an auxiliary arc.
That's true. Yeah, Concordia is not going to be a factor in that one. Let's see, he's looking at his options right now. And of course, he's got Wounded Pilot on board, and the Daredevil would put a stress on me. So I was just trying to see if there is a way to chain maneuvers together to where you end up out of that red fire sprays arc. I don't think it's possible though.
Mm-hmm. If you know, because he can't boost first.
Right. Yeah, that's the problem. You pick stress on the boost.
Because his ship ability allows a lock or a roll first, and then you're free on whatever else you want to do second.
Alright, so there is the strain coming in. So he's preserving his shot here, keeping his dice up. And a barrel roll, so that
Oh, that
protects
may get him
him.
out, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Next turn, getting away from that rock might be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah. Does not
Nice.
pick up a stress from the crit.
Yep.
And uses his action to turn it down. But next turn, I think it's almost guaranteed to clip that rock.
Yeah, I think even a 1 hard's gonna have to touch it. So you are risking kind of the 50-50 roll there that you die anyways. But he won't be facing a shot this turn. It's a little sad he can't quite get the line there on Finral. Alright, so it looks like a hollow past the target walker.
So range 2 obstructed into red.
Not the worst result. Let's see if the dice do him any favors.
Rolling a single crit.
1 crit. That feels pretty bad.
Which is blocked.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good. And nothing for Hollow. That also feels pretty bad.
Yeah, that hurts. Not going to be able to focus his fire very well this round. So he's taking the range 1 shot out the back arc.
2 hits and a focus. Does have a focus token.
And he also has somebody else's lock token that he could use.
Oh yes, on the fire spray, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd spend the lock here, get the reroll on that, and keep your focus for defense.
Well, it's a risk versus a sure thing.
Yeah, but Hughes has got 2 shots coming in. Well, spending the focus, going for the sure thing here. So that's 3 hits. To 1 evade, got a focus showing. So the question is the spend worth it for Jason?
No, he's taking the 2 damage.
Yeah, I think that's the right call here because you've got Hughes bracketed by both fire sprays. Both fire sprays have a focus. And this is a chance to really push some damage.
So he's got range 1 shot into Revis or range 2 into LeHughes. And he can also, while checking that range, can sort of see that it's going to be the reverse off of the other bounty hunter.
Yeah. This is 3 dice, so this is going into LeHughes here. Just a hit crit, but it's just the 2 greens here for the SF.
And was that natties?
Natties? I think so.
Oh, it looks like he hadn't rolled them yet.
Oh, maybe so. Maybe he just clicked something. Looks like maybe there's some debate. There we go.
And natties.
Okay, alright. The dice are what they are. Oh, actually has Revis at range 1 on that shot.
Okay.
I don't think there's any reason to take it, but maybe he will.
Yeah, it's you didn't do any he didn't do any damage to LeHughes with the first shot, so he doesn't have any sunk cost really in either
but
target.
LeHughes is only rolling 2 greens and you're rolling 4 into him versus 3 versus 4. I personally can't see a reason to not. Maybe you shoot Hollow because Hollow's maybe more valuable to you. No, there's the 4th red die. Ooh. 2 hits, 2 crits after the focus spin. Mercy.
Yeah, 2 greens. Oof. If you'd
Two
only had a
focus.
focus.
Yeah, I should have spent that target lock instead. So that's gonna be all shields and a crit going into the Hughes. Brutal. Structural damage. So 2 greens feels even worse when they're 1 green.
Yep.
Alright, so we are looking at the shot here from Revis, range 1. Hit crit, so that's not terrible. To
And double
blank.
blanks.
Alright, so that's 2 shields off of yellow. Just gotta do my due diligence here, Joel, and make sure you're checking the overlay.
Yup. So we are now at 56 points for Jason, with half off of Von Reg and half off of LeHughes, and 32 points for Ken, with half off of the red bounty hunter.
So at the moment, the point differential really isn't too bad. And I think this next turn is going to be interesting because I think we're going to see some contraband here, or at a minimum, some turnarounds, because red's kind of flying away from the battle, yellow's kind of flying away from the battle. So I do think we're going to see turnarounds this turn just to try to make sure that they can come back to the center and stay engaged in the fight for multiple turns after.
Mm-hmm.
And, Finral's going to get his gun around, right? So that's going to clear space for Finral, and maybe a 2 hard, maybe a 1 hard. He's not stressed. Just to kind of get pointed back into the center.
Yeah.
I think the real question here is, does Vonreg survive his asteroid encounter?
Right. Because if he lives and gets to shoot again and manages to kind of slip the net for another turn, then that's just a whole lot of extra for Ken in this situation.
Yeah, and with Hughes kind of burning here too, Finral come around that turn, he can definitely say, well, Hughes is here and move to him. So I don't know. We might see, I guess, Hollow kind of coming in. I'm not sure where Revis is going to look to go.
Yeah, Revis doesn't really have an avenue to block anybody this round. So he could just go ahead and take the 2 straight and chase yellow. Or he could take a... It's hard to say. He could go ahead and do a 4K to try to turn back in for Fen Rao. But
Yeah, but if
generally,
he,
Ken's strategy here has been to go ahead and chew on the beef first.
yeah, well, I mean, getting Finral off the board without the lucky, range 2 stuff's kind of hard.
Yeah.
I think if we're expecting turnarounds here, maybe out of the bounty hunters, I'm not sure. I'm not convinced about yellow. I think Revis probably just stays straight, just to keep guns on for sure. Also, clear space out of the middle there because Hollow and Vonreg are going to need places to land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that the main thing I think that Ken has to keep in mind this round is where Finral's arc is going to end up, and it's going to be like this whole middle section in between the obstacles is his playground this round.
Of course, it is possible, if you're already going over a rock with Vonreg, maybe just go ahead and take like a 2 bank or something right over the rock. Just go ahead and commit to it and maybe block Finral.
Yeah. So was that a Revis hitting the obstacle? I think so. So Revis is on the rock.
Oh wow, just the absolute smidge on a 4 straight here.
Yeah, rolled an eyeball, so no damage.
Oh, this feels really bad because the fire spray is right there. You're not going to have a shot. No action. Oof. That's tough. I think that's maybe a little bit of the vassal effect coming into play here, where things just aren't quite the distance you think they are. All
Yeah.
right, so we do have the contraband turnaround here out of red.
Yeah, so that's used there.
Let's see what LeHughes is looking here. So looking at 2 hard here for LeHughes. So it does kind of get him in a position to chase yellow. And obviously with Finral possibly whipping around here, you might not even get to shoot.
Yeah.
Do you barrel roll here maybe and try to get inside of Finral's turn?
Oh, see, that's a really interesting option there. If you go ahead and barrel roll forward so that Finrao doesn't really have a way to get his arc around at you, and then, yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
there we go, yeah.
The one
And it looks like
hard may
it's
be
gonna
just
rotate.
enough to catch the
A
thing. Did
lot of it,
he rotate the arc forward? Okay,
he did.
so he's going all in on the bounty hunter still.
Yeah, now Hollow taking the wide 3 bank here, which I think sets him up to boost in and try to stay at range 2 of Finral.
But Fenrir also has a boost.
He does, but we still don't know where Vonreg's going. And I think I'm going to place my bet here that Vonreg is accepting the rock and hoping to live and block Finral. Or
Vonreg
not
moves.
block. You can't block Finral.
Nope,
He moves
can't.
last. Never
Yep.
mind. Ignore me. Initiative. How does it work?
By being player order instead of initiative.
Hush you. You people and your 2nd edition rules. Oh, Connor has elected to join us tonight. Hey, Connor, how we doing? So it looks like Ken's still looking at his hollow maneuver here, or his actions, I should say. The maneuvers already happened.
Yeah, if he had room for a barrel roll first here, then he might actually be able to get himself into a blocking position. But I think LeHughes is in the way for that barrel roll.
I don't know. That's really close. It may just be the angle he uses that does it.
But yeah, if he could barrel roll in towards Finrao and then go ahead and take the bank boost, I think he would stand a decent chance of being in the way.
And you block basically everything not named the 1 hard, I think.
Yeah. But then he does the 1 hard, and you're sitting face to face with him with no tokens, and that feels terrible.
I mean, the technicalities. So obviously a hard choice here. As it does tend to be. Yeah, it really hurts seeing Revis clip that rock, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was I wasn't expecting that at all.
Well, and I think just looking at the line and the way that the back part of the rock pushes out, if he'd done a 2 or a 3 straight, he wouldn't have hit it. So that feels even worse. Okay, so here comes the strain token. So it looks like we are looking for barrel roll out. Okay.
Trying to guarantee that he doesn't end up range 1.
Right.
So he could, at this point, do the 1 hard boost in.
Just dump that strain off on somebody else. That's what we got coming in here, setting the maneuver.
Yeah.
Alright. So there is your Daredevil 1 hard boost for stress. And obviously Hollow is going to be able to get rid of one of those tokens.
Yeah, I don't think that saves you from Finrao's boost here. No.
Not on 2 hard, no.
Finrao's got you if he wants you.
I think that's his best choice, too, because I don't think on the 2 hard he can do much about Revis. Yeah, there's the boost. Yeah, feels bad. Yeah,
He just, I don't know that he had a lot of option this round. Like it hurts not having the focus token, but I think that's the only way that this could have been better is you were going to have the face-to-face and have a focus.
Alright, so we do go over the rock, obviously.
And drum roll.
Roll that beautiful being footage.
Let's get nice up right on this. Oh, he lives!
Flank! Oh, he lives, and he's not facing any shots. I don't. Maybe a range 3 obstructed through a gas cloud from that red bounty hunter
Wow.
clears his strain. So Vonreg's still alive, and yeah, you pass that strain off to. And that's a 0 green dice Hughes if anything can shoot it. But
That's true.
I might would have looked and seen if I could reach that all the way out to Vonreg, if I'm honest. So here's the 5 die shot with a focus.
And Predator.
And Predator. Oh gosh, I just noticed that too.
All right, that's 3 blanks. That's
about as good as you can hope for. So looking at 3 hits here. No
if
Fearless
he spins.
on board.
If he spins.
No Fearless on board. I mean, 3 hits has got to kill him, right? You've only got.
No, okay, so he only goes for 2.
No?
Because it doesn't guarantee the kill. Any squiggles and he lives. Oh,
that's right.
3 squiggles.
So you gotta feel better about your choice, but boy, that feels bad here because that's the round you need the hammer, right?
I mean, this round was all set up to be absolutely terrible for Ken, and that right there, plus Vonreg surviving, going over the rock, really turning things around.
Yeah. So it looks like Ken might have actually hit the wrong dial there to check arc, because Vonreg should be looking at his shot. Unless we just skipped Vonreg? Gentlemen? Gonna ask in chat here and see if they have a.
So it was evaded regardless.
Yeah. Okay.
So it looks like we got another shot coming up. 3 dice.
This should be Hughes right here. There we go. 1 hit. Or 1 evade.
One evade. So a whole lot of getting things sorted out, and it doesn't matter anyway.
Right? Sometimes that's just how it goes. So there is the hollow roll, 2 crits and 2 eyeballs. Obviously, Finral's got a lot of defensive options here. Still got the focus.
And he's fine. Ship ability brings it up to 2 evades.
Yeah, so that gets him out of that. So like you said, though, this shaped up for a really bad turn for Ken, and so far, that hasn't really happened. It's been pretty neutral.
Yeah.
I mean, there hasn't been a damage dealt yet, actually.
So now the fire sprays get their turn at bat. Looks like nothing out of red, which is again falling in Ken's favor. Then this yellow gets to wail on Revis for nothing in return.
Or, well, you've got a range 3 out to hollow if you're feeling real froggy, I guess.
Hollow doesn't have any. Nope.
Not
4
going
dice.
for Revis. Yeah, I think you take the range 1.
Ooh.
And, that's not good.
This is just showing you throw dice enough times, you're eventually going to get lucky.
So 1 evade for Revis. Yeah, that focus, again, the rock clip really hurting Revis here. Knocks the shield off, puts 2 cards on him. So that's another half point that Jason's going to put in his pocket. But again, for what the round was shaping up to be, just giving up half on a FO doesn't feel bad.
Yeah. It's it obviously was still a round in Jason's favor. Ken didn't make any progress, didn't put any damage on anything, but he preserved a lot of what he stood to lose this round.
Coming out, you could have very easily had this be the turn where Vonreg hits the rock and dies, and then Hollow gets 1 shot off the board or not 1 shot, but wiped off the board by Finral.
Yeah. I mean, he could have lost 3 ships this round. I mean, that's not really that unlikely.
Yeah, because you got the range 1 into Revis. So obviously Ken would have liked to have seen a little more. He would have liked to have seen Vonreg and Hughes maybe get some damage into yellow, maybe Hollow get a little bit off, maybe a damage into Finral, but
So at this point, what we want to see is taking, now that Jason's ships are all kind of spread out, we want to see can find an opportunity to really get several guns on the same target and go ahead and take something off the board and try to even the balance back out.
Right, and obviously, I think the best option there is got to be red, right? Red's already the one that's burning. It's a question of how do you get the guns on it. Von Reg and Hollow could. I mean, Hughes could as well. But you got Finral right in the middle of all three of them. Kind of hoping to take one of them off at a go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So somehow you've got to do 5 damage to red before initiative 3 in order to clear him without him killing something in return.
Now you only need 4 here. Red does have 2 cards on it; they're just stacked.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So a little more doable. But again, obviously, Finral sitting at I6 could always just take Hollow or the Hughes off the board before they fire.
Yeah, and LeHughes is sitting on structural damage and a strain, so he's probably really wanting to take a blue this round in order to clear that strain to get at
Yeah.
least 1 die.
I mean, obviously, even after taking a blue, you could still rotate the turret and hope you live to get a shot, maybe back on Finral.
Now, we've commented on Finrao being really hard to kill if you don't just happen to line up the perfect shots, and then of course Finrao's not gonna just let you do that. And so Ken has been focusing on the beef for the most part here, but the bounty hunters are 64 points apiece, which is more expensive than any single one of Ken's ships.
Right, so he can clear them off. So Reva's taking a 3 hard here, looking for the block on yellow, maybe kind of stay safe himself, but also keep yellow from getting back into the fight too quickly. Maybe looking at a barrel roll here. I think a barrel roll wouldn't be a bad call, but focus works as well.
Yeah, I think staying where he is really guarantees the
Yeah,
block.
that got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the only thing you really worry about is the long turn, but I don't know that you could do anything about it. So
Well, I mean, they don't
there's
they
the
don't have
three.
a 3 hard.
Oh, second edition. I forget these things. I don't play these ships. So we do have the 3 straight out of red, picking up a focus. So clearing the stress and getting into the fight here. So obviously Revis and Yellow are just kind of off in their own little world. Ooh, Hugh taking the 1 straight, clearing the strain. Do we barrel roll and rotate here just to avoid the rock next turn, or do we just
Well,
accept
currently
it?
currently his arc is face forward, so he could sit there and take an offensive token.
Well, the issue I think is Finral is going to come around here like a 1 hard right
Yeah.
behind you. Looks like he's looking at that focus. Yep, that is a focus token.
Oh,
And
and
the
the
rotate.
rotate. There it is.
Alright, so he's looking maybe to catch Finral in the middle here. And Hollow does move ahead of Finral, so we can have the block here.
There we go. So we're
Alright, the
looking.
1 hard.
All right. I dig it. Because we
Yeah,
can
I
also
mean,
we can also see a 1 hard out of Von Reg this turn for a juicy range 1 and defend. Focus
yeah.
lock, just fire away.
Yeah, so the question here is, what does Hollow take? Now, if Hollow picks up a focus here, right, and you block Finral, and we assume the red fire spray doesn't just kill Hollow because for whatever reason, you could really modify up, say, Von Reg shot.
Yeah, well, I think what you do here with Hollow is if you think you're gonna block Fen Rao, then you go ahead and take the strain for a lock on defend, which Hughes can then use.
Ooh, yeah, okay, I like where
And
this
then
is
and then
going,
you can still take a focus on Hollow for defense.
and then just maybe dump the strain off onto I don't
Whoever you
know,
don't think is gonna get
Hughes.
shot, yeah.
Onto Hughes, have no green dice again. Because Finral, even if Hollow blocks Finral, Finral's got a shot at Hughes.
Yeah. But it'll be range
I
2.
don't think. I don't think there's a way to avoid it. Yeah, it's not going to be modified on the block.
Well, no, maybe not. Finn is stressed, so it's not going to be a 1 hard coming out here.
Oh, yeah, so it's going to have to be a 2. I didn't even notice the stress. So, yeah, it's going to have to be a 2 hard coming here. So the block definitely happens. I don't know if you get a shot on that block. Oh, what are we doing? Why are we barrel rolling?
Okay, so that'll block the 2 bank. I don't know that it blocks the 2 hard.
I think the 2 hard for Finn Rao, he's free and clear, and he might be able to pop the Hughes. All right, so we do get a focus. Don't feel great about that. I think I would have stayed where I was.
But I mean, even so, that trap, assuming that he set it up the way that we talked about, that's still mainly range 1 in arc shots on Finrao, and even if Finrao doesn't have a focus token, yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
That
so
2
there's the 2
hard,
hard.
he just gets to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, you need to stay where you were, Ken. Oh no.
And now he barrel rolls in, gets the nice juicy range 1 into Hughes, blocks Von Reg.
Yeah, everything kind of falls apart here because Finn Rao's not going to get any shots on him. Oof, yeah. Yep, there's the barrel roll, picks up the focus. Oof, this hurts.
Yeah, and there's that 1 hard. Getting blocked.
Oof. So yeah, what we might see here, we might, this might be the round where we lose Von Reg and Hughes
Yeah.
in the round.
This is also a
Oof.
case, though, where Hollow's going to get to do something beneficial with his ability. He's going to get to pass the focus to Von Reg. Oh, but he doesn't do it.
No, don't do that. What are you doing? No, put it back. Put it back.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Checking the card. Checking the card.
Give the focus to Von Reg. Give the focus to Von Reg.
No.
This is why Hollow is good.
Yes!
But yeah, so here we've got that range 1 shot into
it doesn't get Predator, so you got to take what you can.
1 green die Hughes.
With 2 health.
Ooh,
I think that kills
that guarantees the kill, yeah.
Yeah.
So rolls 1 eye, even spending it, he takes all the damage.
Yeah, that hurts, but he did kind of get out of a clinch last round. Had a chance to capitalize. Yeah, just had to leave Hollow where she was. So obviously you hate to see it, but the tolerances were pretty tight. He had options to make something happen there in that round. And it is a ship. It is more points in Jason's pocket, but the game is not over yet.
So the real risk here is if the bounty hunter gets lucky and just pings that 1 extra damage into Von Reg this round, and then
then the game is starting to really fall apart. That is range 2.
So it's going to be 3 dice either way on defense. But Von Reg gets a focus and Hollow doesn't.
I mean, you do have the opportunity to knock that shield off of Hollow and get half points there. I think you try to take Von Reg off the board, though.
Yeah, either way, you only need 1 damage to get points, but that 1 damage on Von Reg means a lot more.
1 hit's not a good start here, but we are going.
But I mean, it's all you need.
So. Yeah.
Oh!
Oh no!
Oh, that hurts so much.
Yeah,
3 blanks.
Round 6 not going Ken's way. So that will see Von Reg dead. So that's 2 ships removed off the board for Jason. And this is a round where I don't think Ken even gets got any return fire here because Hollow no
Mm-hmm.
shot, Revis no shot. Yeah, you hate to see it. We are going to move into round 7. And right now, Jason in a commanding position here, and it looks like this next turn you can just take Finn Rao and turn down and maybe take Revis off the board and let the fire sprays start to deal with Hollow.
Yeah, especially that red fire spray is in a really great position to chase Hollow. Because even if Hollow turns in on a 1 hard for a face to face with the bounty hunter, it's going to be a really tall order for Hollow to kill the bounty hunter before it shoots,
I
given that it
mean,
has
it
4 health left.
can happen with the 4 health, 4 health, 4 dice, range 1.
Yeah.
It's just not very likely.
So in Ken's shoes, how do you salvage this?
Well, obviously you need Revis to stay in a position where the yellow bounty hunter can't hurt you, which
Yeah.
we just see. And you need to combine that fire and go ahead and get red off the board, right? You want to get one of these guns out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to need a little help, I think, from Finn Rao's dice. Because I imagine Finn Rao is going to take maybe a 2 hard here and barrel roll in. And I think you get a shot on Revis. Might be tight.
Yeah, I'm not sure he has room for the barrel roll. He
Yeah,
might.
I'm not convinced he moves far enough for it, but maybe. But I think so far what you've seen with Revis getting the block, I mean that's the right place, right? You need to stay close to yellow.
Yeah.
All right, so obviously looks like red fire spray throwing down a lock onto Hollow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's preparing for not getting the opportunity to shoot him this round, but setting up for the next.
Right, yeah, because I assume we're going to see maybe a 1 hard, and I don't think a barrel roll is going to get you out. No, not for that. That does clear stress.
Yeah, you could barrel roll in and then do a hard 1 boost in, but I still think you don't get out of the arc. Just don't think you quite have the angle for that.
Yeah, I mean, you need to modify this shot as well as you can as well. So I think you might, I don't know, you just sit here with a focus and hope Revis is out of range too, because I think he is.
Yeah, I mean you could just like focus lock and go ahead and accept only rolling 2 greens and try to do as much damage as possible.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the bounty hunter did take a target lock, so he doesn't have a defensive mod. You could just wipe it off the board.
With
Lucky
the right
crit.
crit, yeah.
I mean, obviously, Ken's in a hole right now. You don't want to do something that just digs it deeper, but you need points back.
But at the same
So he
time,
is picking up a
at some point
strain.
you have to start taking risks.
Yeah, so here is the barrel roll on a strain. We are going to pick up a focus. I think that's going to be range 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
So he's going to be facing 4 reds with only 2 greens, but he's maximizing the opportunity to just go ahead and take it off the board in 1 shot.
Yeah, and you've got Finn Rao's shot here is not relevant, right?
Yeah.
So for this turn, Ken's got 2 shots to Jason's 1. So this could work out. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, he's got the rundown. Okay, so we're looking at Revis now. That is range 1. So Ken needs a little red dice magic here. Because obviously 4 reds back at you with a target lock when you're strained doesn't feel good either.
Yeah. So here we go. Oh, that's what we need. That's what we
that's a
need.
spin. I think
Spend
that's a
it.
spin.
Spend it.
Come on, Ken. Show me potato salad.
Spend it.
Uh, uh. Oh, nope. He rolled it. What did he roll it on?
Oh, there was a lock from long ago.
Oh,
So it's a
no.
blank. So that was the right call. Given that he had a lock, that was the right call. So he ends up sinking a hit and a crit in. Not enough for the kill. Deals disabled power regulator.
That's not immediately impactful for red. Now, obviously, Revis can kill red here, but he's going to get his shot here into hollow.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's a good start for Ken.
With only a lock, that is going to be a hit crit.
Hit crit. So this is doable now. You've got two green dice. You've got to focus.
And there it
That's
is. Focus.
safe. Yep.
Focus evade. Spend for no damage.
So again, now it's gonna might take a village here, but red could still go down here from Revis.
Range 3.
The range 3 is unobstructed, so that helps.
For
hit focus. You got to focus.
Yeah, he's got to focus.
All right, that's 2 hits. That's enough to do it.
2 squiggles.
Oh, not on a double evade. It's not.
So the question is, can he find a way to get a shot on red with hollow next turn? Because he'll be able to finish the job.
What red turnarounds do the Barons have? They have sloops?
Yeah, they got 2 sloops and a 5K. I think they may have a 4K as well.
Gotta assume the 2 sloop.
No, it's
hollow,
two
right?
sloop and 5K.
I think the 2 sloop then can't hit that rock.
But he's also got Daredevil, so he's got some weird angles that he can approach at.
That's fair. That's fair. And you gotta worry about Finrao now, because Finrao can take you off the board before you get your shot.
Yeah, Finrao's probably looking at either a 1 hard toward hollow or a 2 talon.
Yeah, I mean, you're unstressed. The world is your oyster here, and there's not really a way hollow threatens you, so I think the 2 talons probably what we're going to see. So we are going into round 8, and Ken's still fighting the uphill battle here. Does still have the ability to claw back in the game. It's not completely out of reach. I think you finish red. I can't see the points on the live points on the overlay, but I think if you finish red, and you're gonna need to all of red, all of yellow, and half on Finn.
Yeah, Jason currently has 124 points. All of both bounty hunters would get Ken 128 points. So if he kills both bounty hunters and doesn't lose any more points, then he's fine. So that means not taking a single more point of damage.
I mean, it's doable. I don't know if it's plausible, but it's possible.
Yeah. So if he takes another point of damage, then he has to also get points off of Finrao.
And I think that's when you're really stretching, because getting half on Finn at this point is going to be hard with just 2 guns.
Right. They're in round 8, so including this round, they've got 5 rounds left in the game, during which Ken has to do 10 more points of damage to kill both fire sprays.
And take nothing in return.
Right.
Yeah, that's a hill to climb, all right. But it is X-Wing. It is, it's a game of positioning, but at the end of the day, you roll dice. So, I mean, flukier things have happened. It looks like Jason is all set. So what is Jason looking for here? Now, he does have red on one ion, so next round, the engagement does ionize red. That is something he needs to be aware of, because the board edge, while not far away, it's always there, right?
Yeah, he has a couple of options. I think his main concern is making sure that red gets engineers a situation where he gets a shot on, or at least maybe blocks Hollow, because like he doesn't want Hollow to be able to just kill him without him having a shot.
Without a response,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if he turns away, then that's probably, he gives Hollow the shot that Hollow's looking for. But like all of the other ways that he could move, there's somebody in the way. So I think maybe he goes for the block this turn.
Yeah, so Revis just kind of taking that spot here, looking to keep yellow kind of bottlenecked in.
Yeah.
And that's going to work.
Yeah, now that he's coming out of the corner, though, yellow has options to turn away. Oh, there it is. Coming in with
Here's
that
the
too
pinch
hard.
from red. Yeah, so that's probably the end of Revis.
Unless Hollow can clear red before it fires.
Which is very doable. It's just a question of, does Fenrir clear Hollow before? We got a whole chain
Yeah.
here.
Well, Hollow's on 3 health, so in terms of being killable, Hollow is fairly resistant to a single shot.
Well, I mean, Fenrir just take that one hard and engineer turning into Fenrir. Now that's interesting.
Yeah, I think he was looking at trying to avoid the block, but he can take that lock and then do the one hard boost if he wants to.
Yeah, that's what it looks like we're doing here. So that's actually pretty, Daredevil, obviously kind of awkward to work around a little, but that's a neat little way to kind of squiggle around in the maneuvering.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it kind of keeps him from bumping into Finral, prevents him from being blocked by red, dodges all arcs currently, and unless Finral's got a Talon roll in here, and there it is. I think Jason taking kind of the obvious choice here on the Talon roll.
Yeah.
That will be a range 2 shot. It is unmodded, no predator involved,
There
so
is a
it's not the
target lock
worst
banked.
result.
There's a target lock banked from the previous round.
Okay, it's a little worse. It's a little worse. Hollow passes the strain. Not
Yeah.
a whole lot of choice in that matter.
So that is a range 2 into Hollow. Well,
Right,
he could have passed the stress, but Hollow is definitely the more valuable piece this turn. And if Hollow's shot works, then Revis doesn't get shot at all.
Doesn't spend the lock.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's wanting a juicier shot. That is 1 evade, so that will be the second shield gone.
So that is half points on Hollow, yeah.
So he's now at the point that for victory, he has to kill both sprays and get 2 damage into Fenrir.
Yeah, the mountain's getting harder to climb here, but the first step is to get rid of red.
So range 1 gets 1 hit out of it, spending that lock to pick up 2 more.
Alright, so 3 hits. I mean, I think that basically guarantees it.
Yep,
That'll
2
do
make it
right
through.
there.
That's what he wanted to see.
So the first step in the climb is there. That keeps Revis alive.
Yep. And Revis gets a cheeky range 3 shot into Fenrir.
Oh, just barely. All right, we need to just both go through and give them half right here.
Oh yeah, I want that. I want that so bad. That's not how you do it.
That's just 1, Ken. Come on now.
Oh, and there's the evade.
Well, if he'd rolled 2, he would have gotten 1 through all that.
I mean, that was the statistically likely outcome, but it's still sad.
So next turn, obviously Revis is still, got yellow kind of on his hip, or yellow can break out. But where is Hollow gonna go?
Well, Hollow's not stressed. No, Hollow is stressed.
Yeah, Hollow is stressed. Didn't pass the stress, passed the strain.
Yeah, he's in kind of a weird spot here. He could, I think maybe the 2 bank won't clip the rock, so he could try to go far, run Revis up to block, kind of screen Finrau's likely maneuvers, and then
What?
jump out of range 1 with a 2 bank from Hollow.
Maybe a 3 bank out of Revis, hold on to that strain token to block Finrao, and then try to slip Hollow in behind yellow or to the side of yellow.
Yeah, and that's assuming Yellow's going to turn out. But if Yellow turns in, then Hollow just gets blocked up on Yellow instead.
And then Finrao just kills Hollow and
Which I'm
feels
not
bad.
sure there's a way out of, because the alternative is to just do the 1 hard and then you're just sandwiched in between them.
Yeah,
But
I don't think hard for Hollow is any good, just because it just means Finrao slides right up beside you.
now, I mean, you've got Daredevil again. You can do off of a 1 hard, you can barrel roll and then do a 1 hard again. So you
Okay,
can
yeah.
you can guarantee that Finrail can't look at you, or at least without running into you.
The 1 hards on the Baron are blue, which kind of really opens up those interesting little snake serpentine maneuvers over here.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we see a 3 straight out of Revis.
Clear strain. I don't think that's going to get you a block on Finrao.
Yeah, even if
Or yellow,
you,
actually.
yeah, you'd have to barrel roll to get it, but I'm not sure that that's happening. He's taking the
Should just
focus,
have the.
trying to live.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
rock. Jason, I think expected to be blocked there.
and
Takes the damage too. Okay, okay.
so that's
We
twice
could
this
see a
game. We've got
one
just the
hard.
corner.
Oh yeah, just barely. We might could see a 1 hard out of Hollow. I don't think a barrel would let him slide in next to yellow though.
No, no. And that 1 hard out of Hollow, I think, gets blocked. But here we see the
Oh,
2 bank attempt, which does get
we do
blocked.
bomb.
But he's not blocked
You know
onto
what?
the rock, at least.
Got to take your small blessings when you can.
Ooh.
Ooh, that hurts.
And now we're going to have a 5 dice focus locked shot.
And I hate to say bad things here, but the 3 bank out of Revis, maybe.
I mean, maybe,
I
but
don't
that
know.
would
I
have
don't
been
know if it
white,
would cover.
and you wouldn't have ended up with actions.
Yeah, so it is the range 1. So
Oh,
5 dice.
Revis. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Revis.
So that's just about as good a start as you could realistically hope for, in terms of hoping that this doesn't do damage.
Yeah, no joke.
Rerolling 3 blanks, only picks up 1
Woo!
more crit, spends the focus for hit and 2 crits. We could see no damage taken here, but it is not likely.
I mean, the triple natties are out there.
They almost show up.
Don't show up. Just a crit going
1
through.
crit. Panicked.
Oof.
That's not that big a deal.
It's not great either.
So this
And
round, what do you see? A sloop out of Revis just to get guns back on?
I think so. I don't think there's any other way to do it here.
Yeah. And looking at the dial for Hollow, the fastest blue he has is a 4 straight.
Nah, you don't do that. Just put the 1 hard in here.
I mean, if you
I
one
think.
hard to the left, you run into that rock.
You think so? I
Uh,
do
yeah,
actually.
I think so.
Yeah.
Even
I
if
think
you
I'd
don't,
risk.
you're looking right at it, and you won't get actions.
You're just gonna run over it next turn.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Probably looking at the fastest you can go here then.
So you want to end up in a position. I mean, ideally where you don't get shot at all, but that's not really going to happen. So you really just want to get an obstruction or range or something to increase your odds.
Yeah, and you did at least Finral had to burn the target lock to get the damage through,
Mm-hmm.
so you're not just carrying extra mods on you for your opponent. But Ken's ships are hanging on right now. We are in the 10th round now. No, just the straight 2 out of Revis. Interesting.
Revis isn't carrying any crits.
Just the focus, I guess, looking for the block on the. Yep, got
Oh,
the
what do
fire
you
spray
know?
block
There you
again.
go.
That's interesting. That 4 straight, I don't think I would have expected that,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah. So there's that 4 straight, just looking for distance. In the next round, assuming he lives, he'll be able to 1 hard and then 1 hard boost again.
yeah. But I mean, I think we see Finral can fit a bank in here. I think maybe a 2 bank. Try the 2 bank. Yeah, 2 bank
Yeah.
fits.
And then that boost
Yeah,
is just going to find range 1 again.
that's not going well here because that's the focus. So this is what Finral's 4th 5-die shot of the game right here.
Something like that, yeah. That focus again nets him 3 hits, one of them a crit.
In theory, it is available.
And again, 1 slips through.
Just not quite enough there on the dice. So that does kill Hollow, and Revis versus the world here. Don't think we're gonna see the FO pull it out here in 2
Well, I guess the
rounds.
real question at this point is, can Jason actually kill Revis in only 2 more rounds?
That's fair. It's only 1 damage, but Finral's kind of off in his own little world here.
So I think we'll see maybe a 1 hard boost. The 2 hard might drift you a little too close to that cloud out of Fenrau.
And he's stressed now. You're not gonna see a 1 hard boost.
Oh, that's true. That's true. All right, Revis, show us the magic. 2 hard. That's pretty magical.
That's a good start. Didn't hit anything. Gets
Takes
the
the
focus.
focus. Yeah, it just makes it as hard as possible for Yellow to
Oh,
get a
there we
shot.
go. Takes the
Doesn't
turn out. That's the right call.
doesn't work this time. It's been a long time coming, but Yellow finally gets to shoot again.
It really has. Gonna try to slip that boost, and
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, it makes it.
and that might be unobstructed. It is. Oof, range 3, but it is unobstructed.
So hit
So
crit.
hit crit might force the spend out of Revis here. Nope, 2 evades.
He good. Range 1 from the bounty hunter. So 4 dice with just a focus mod, 2 hits.
Yeah. Got the target lock.
Oh, forgot about the target lock setup. Oh,
4
and that's
hits.
a dead Revis.
Yeah, can't get out of that.
So that'll be 200 to 64 in favor of Jason Corley in the first week of the second season of the League of Barons.
Yes. Obviously, we're going to go ahead and pull both of our combatants up into the channel here in just a moment so we can have a little post-game chat, little post-mortem, if you will.
Yeah, while you do that, I think I'm going to go ahead and talk about the league structure for just a moment.
Oh, that's right. We totally skipped out on discussing that. So yeah, go ahead and give that a shout.
Alrighty. So this season we're doing something a little bit different, and we are splitting things up into several conferences. We've got 4 conference structure, each with 8 players. They'll play everyone else in their conference, and then at the end of 7 weeks, the highest ranked player in each of the divisions, which you can see laid out in the tables, will each receive an invitation to an 8-man single elimination tournament, which will determine the final champion of the league, with the wrinkle that the highest ranked player in a conference that did not receive an invitation gets to challenge one of the invitees in a wildcard game for their invite.
Shit, hatchet, man.
Instant regrets. So we have our two combatants here pulled up. Joel, it sounded like you just had just enough time to cover the format.
Yep.
So that actually worked out perfectly. But Jason, congratulations. Ken, condolences. But
That's all good.
So, gentlemen, where did it all start to go right, or where did it all start to go wrong for you?
Well, to me, when I was down here with Finrao and I did the turn in, and he like right after he barrel rolled, I think if he hadn't barrel rolled, then it's much different. Because he would have got the block on Finn, and then Finn's not looking at.
Yeah, I think because I had committed to the fine-tuned controls, I had to do the target lock, which was my original thing. But then I remembered I already had the target lock on the bounty hunter, which I wanted to keep there, so LeHughes could take advantage of it, and so I had to do the barrel roll. So I moved out.
Yeah,
should just refresh the target lock.
I suppose I could have. Thanks, Steven, for making me feel worse.
But we were both like, okay, he's gonna do the turn here with Hollow, block Finrao, Vonreg takes the one hard. You have a range 2 shot out of Hughes, a range 1 shot out of Vonreg, and then you're like, I'm gonna do a barrel roll, and we're both, no.
Yeah, that was exactly the plan, but because there's so many triggers with this list, and I like to play on the up and up. So it's like once I committed to, but you're right, I could have refreshed the target lock. So yeah, I feel double dumber. And but yeah, the original intent was to leave Hollow there to block Finrao, and then have Vonreg come in and just truck him if he could.
Yeah.
But it happens. First order is just the trail of tears until we get this supposed points adjustment that someone promised us would be favorable to first order. So,
I was all excited when they said that it was going to happen in June, that we would have all new points for this league, and we would just have a whole month and a half, 2 months of just playing with the new points and having all sorts of exploration and fun. But no, we get none of that.
Right. I'm sure there have been many episodes on many podcasts, gnashing of the teeth. Because, that's not that I don't want to be in the League of Barons without points adjustments, but that was the excitement, is that there would be points adjustment. It's all kind of new. I like the Barons. So, I like to be on your stream, give you content, and I should have brought Hatchet Man. I was all mentally prepared, and literally 15 minutes before signing out, I was like, nope, I'm switching up to the first order. So I went against Andrew's best tip of the millennium of the week or whatever, where he said, go with your gut instinct, and I did not. So yes, I listened to your show. I remember things like that.
Yeah, on the points adjustment thing, I was on the verge of telling Joel and Andrew that we were just gonna put masks on and get in the same room and sit a little further apart with each their own mic, and we're gonna have an episode. We're gonna talk points by God and content. And they're like, "Well, it'll be in July." I was like, "Okay, well, forget all that."
Have you guys not done an in-person recording of the podcast?
No.
Actually, you guys have not really done an episode since.
No, we haven't done an episode
pandemic.
since.
Okay.
Did we even have one in March, or was it back in February? Was our last one?
I think it was in February, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah.
Well, good on you guys for social distancing.
We try.
Duncan Howard would be proud.
Instead, we came up with the League of Barons and did this instead. So, But back to the actual match. So other than the obvious, the one hard, should I barrel, should I not barrel, et cetera, how else did we feel? Obviously, Ken, like you said, there's a lot of triggers here. Joel and I both noticed, Revis getting kind of forgotten about a couple of times, but I think that's actually, I think I've seen more Revis triggers missed than made in like 3 or 4 games.
I can't put my finger on why, but he is so hard to remember.
Yeah, and I forgot the first time Fenrau stressed himself to get the second action, and I should have laid down the target lock then, just to make him squirrely, if anything. Well,
just because I like the interaction, right, with Revis and Lehuse, where somebody stresses themselves, and then you basically double mod your SF, which has a pretty decent gun. So, I think that's a really good interaction.
Yeah, and
I'm a fan of Daredevil as well.
I still felt okay about the match when I got the other bounty hunter down past shields and into damage. So I still felt pretty good. But first order Trail of Tears showed up, and it was just we were laughing at the triple blanks. It was just like, that's why you wear a mask, because Duncan Howard said that's the same odds. So But first order's a tricky faction to play these days, and because you just buy into you're so enamored with the TIE Barons, but then it's just like, oh, they have glass jaws. Sadness.
Yep.
So
yeah, they do like to get popped quite a bit, honestly.
I feel like Hatchet Man would have done much better with who knows? It was a good game. I really enjoyed it. We went to round 11, I think. So
almost the whole game.
And I like that because I was able to meter like when it's like, okay, I cannot waste like the first 4 rounds messing around on my side of the mat. So that's why I turned in Von Reg to try and engage. And the original plan was to just throw Revis and Lehuse in there to gum up the works and cause some blocks and have the TIE Barons kind of go to work. But that one fateful barrel roll.
Yeah.
Sadness.
No, I will say I was your use of Revis to keep that yellow fire spray blocked up and just basically irrelevant for 5-6 rounds. That was really good. I really like that.
Yeah, I just couldn't capitalize on it. But
it was too bad about that clip too on that rock, because we were both like, Revis is gonna do a 2 straight, drop right in here, and you're like, well, 4 straight, okay. And it's like, oh, it just barely hits the rock.
Yeah, I didn't even think it would be close, and then it was just like, wait, that's on there. So we had to go back to the chat window to make sure, and it was just like, yep, sadness.
Yeah, on the actual table, I'm not sure that would have been caught as an overlap. Way too close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
the TTS is less forgiving.
Yeah, I prefer TTS because I feel like it gives a more realistic.
I think it's
because then you get the vassal and you get the guys who are like holding the piece of paper up to the screen, and
Well, you can get a lot of pretty good angles too, where you're like, is that an arc? And you can like bring the camera down and look right down the line, just like on a real table.
I feel like even closer.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's a new market for CurlPaul, is to make templates specifically for Vassal to hold up against your computer screen. Untapped market, Andrew.
Just trying to make a cheater out of everybody.
No, it's just leveling the playing field. It's
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
people
there it
do
is.
it, so
No
we
kidding.
might as well just proliferate.
If everyone's cheating, nobody's cheating.
Exactly.
I don't even want to go down this road. It can only end in sadness for everyone involved. But
Going down a
all
path
right,
of
so
no
I guess
follow.
Jason's 1-0 and I'm 0-1. Is it just like, I'm sorry, it's been so long since I played in a league. So what happens now?
So just go to the tabletop TO page and report your results. And both of you are going to have to report for it to show up because you got to confirm each
Yep.
other's stuff. And then there's a link on the tabletop TO page for where you report the list that you're using. And that'll bring up a Google form, and you just pick your name out of the list and which week it is out of the list, and then submit the YASB URL.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean it's a round robin for the league, so I mean there's a lot of matches still ahead of you. I think we're doing 8 matches.
Seven.
Okay.
Seven matches.
Yeah, because each pool has 8 players in it, so that's a 7-round round robin.
Yeah.
Nice.
So lots of chances to make up for it. I think both of y'all are actually. I know Ken, this is your first time in. I don't think Jason played either in the last season, so
I did not.
lots of opportunities for y'all to distinguish yourselves. And unlike last season, there is possibly some prizes in the work for this season. We'll see.
Side.
Yeah, I'm
So.
gonna throw all my matches now because I know.
Just give it all away. Why don't you? But
yeah,
no, there'll be some other prizes out there
Yep.
as well. So
it's a fire spray world, and we're all just living in it.
they're pretty good.
And they are.
Pretty good. But Joel, you got anything else for them, or?
No, just thank you both for being willing to play on stream and giving us a great match to watch.
Of course.
We had a whole bunch of people rooting for both of you, so good job.
How many viewers did you have?
How
many times did they say we cheated?
Nobody said. Wait, people said I cheated because I didn't keep up with the overlay properly.
Oh.
Well.
The one nice thing is it's a lot harder. It's really hard in our TTS to like pick up your dial and turn it on screen.
Yeah.
I think it's way more obvious because there's a lot more buttons to click.
The chat log will tell on you.
Yeah.
But well, like Joel said, both of you, welcome to the league. Thank you for agreeing to jump on and be stream fodder for this week.
Pleasure.
And, good luck to both of y'all in the ongoing weeks.
Great. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.
Sir. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
And yep, to everybody out there, y'all have a great night, and we will see you next week.